Cheers to
Salud.
This Is Life. You know, we want to help people helping people. We are all here together. Why not be successful? Why not help each other? Why not be something? And there doesn't have to be so much picking and hating and judging. And this is a free judge zone. I don't judge anybody, and you always welcome in here. So let's.
I judge people all the time.
Well, you know what, dude? Cheers to good friends, great energy, and a live chat room in this podcast. Ayo, this is life. Thank you, everyone. Newcomers, oldcomers, friends, family. We love you all. Shout the fuck out. If you're afraid to talk to me or if I am too aggressive for you, go fuck yourself. But if you're not and you're interested in talking, please pick up the phone, holler at me. My own experiences, I left at 16. I moved out when I was 16 years old, people. I had 3 jobs, my own apartment, and I had a baby, and I had things to deal with. My husband will tell you, I am a fighter, I am a strong person, and I am Jess. There's nothing less, and he is Rocky, and he never gives me anything less, and that's what's so important, I am so damn blessed to have you as my partner in crime.
Always good.
We don't need friends, you know why?
We got
Because we have each other. Cheers on that.
So,
Get the fuck out of here.
you're bugging. Well, I guess.
Is it me or was that completely clear?
What do you mean?
The sound of the intro.
Yeah, we
Because usually it has like that echo and it's always like, no, it's just the beginning recording.
No, I know we're amateurs here, but every now and then we tinker with things and things happen.
You tinker and tonker?
We tinker
Who
with
tinkered?
things.
You or
Because
Richie?
it wasn't that it was going out bad, it's just you hear it kind
It
of
was
a little wonky.
echoing weird.
Yeah.
But it didn't do that this time. I really appreciate it. Hey, everybody. It's Tuesday. Of course, we're here hanging out and having a great time. We have a lot of different subjects to talk about tonight. As you can see, the studio is pretty empty. Rocky and I haven't done a show by ourselves for a long time and decided, why not?
I agree.
Right?
Absolutely, why not?
And
we got a great topic to start this off with.
I think we do. It's actually pretty crazy. And
It's a older story, but it's definitely a weird one. All right. So there was a cannibal killer. He slaughtered and ate 23 pizza delivery men, 6 Jehovah's Witnesses, 2 postmen in past 7 years. Houston police have arrested a man believed to be behind the disappearance of no less than 31 people this past decade.
31 people.
31 fucking people.
Now, he was not just taking these delivery boys, Jehovah's Witnesses, and mailmen. He was eating them.
Yeah. And then eating it. I mean, this guy's a huge fat slob, too. He's gigantic.
That means because he was eating people?
No. I'm sure he was fat way before he was eating these
That's
people.
like
and he's a Russian. I mean, listen to this name. Ready? I'm going to try this one really hard. Hopefully I can pull it off. Ivan Fedorovich Yanukovych. Ivan Fedorovich Yanukovych. That's his name. 56.
Even listening to you say it, it's
fucking
amazing. It's amazing.
I said it though. If you look at it, I pronounced that perfectly.
I probably wouldn't be able to pronounce it at all. But he was okay. So he's taking these delivery men, he's eating them, he's killing them. 31 people in a decade. Do they not say, hey, that guy that used to work here? He disappeared like the other guy.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting lost with the story because with that many, pizza places are everywhere though. So maybe he just kept doing a new one.
A different pizza place.
I mean, you could definitely get 23
Holy
pizza places to
shit.
deliver around here.
That's fucking crazy now that I'm thinking about it. He probably did switch from place to
But
place.
I mean, wouldn't there be like a pattern of, a lot of pizza boys are coming up missing?
There would be a news station,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
this pizza guy, that pizza guy.
Yeah, eventually
Nobody-
someone, like 23. Now let's hold on. Let's read the story here. We're just going to call him Ivan because for some reason they use his last name as if people is going to keep trying to say that
Pronounce it.
fucking
I don't know.
name.
You were about to try again.
I wasn't. He was interrogated by police after neighbors complained about him using a chainsaw late at night and reported the man being covered in blood. When police arrived on the scene, Ivan was found butchering a dead body. Again, they used his last name.
Oh, my God.
Ivan was found butchering a dead body in his garage. Oh, so when they rolled up, he was doing dirt.
Butchering something.
Wow. And preparing what police officers described as large quantities of ground meat mixed in with an aromatic blend of spices. The suspect admitted to preying on unsuspected delivery men from local restaurants, several postmen, and even a number of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Well, that's what you get for knocking on the fucking door with those Jehovah's Witnesses.
This is crazy. I never suspected he was a mass murderer. He would often invite all the neighbors to watch football at his house and host large barbecues.
Ew, they were all eating these people. Oh my God, like you know that you go into a barbecue and now you figure out that you've been eating people every time?
He lives with his mother. She's 93.
Oh my fucking God.
He showed some remorse about killing the delivery men and postmen who were just doing their job, but said the Jehovah's Witnesses really annoyed him and he wished he'd taken more out.
Oh my God. Yo, not only is he eating these fucking people, but he's saying he wished he would have done more to the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah.
That is so fucked
I mean, this is
up.
ridiculous when they do this. Why do they even bother doing this? Why don't they just go life? His maximum prison sentence is, ready for this?
Go.
Now, the condition this man is in, I'm surprised he made it to 56.
Right. He's a mess.
That's an impossible dream right there. If he makes it to the trial and ends up in prison and, now has to serve his prison sentence, I'll be surprised.
Right.
2,675 years in jail.
2,000.
Why don't they just go life? Like, what? Because they'll do that. Like, they'll
I think
sit
they want to
there.
make it sound worse.
It's so stupid, though. It's childish. For who? Children? Like, people, as adults, we understand what life means. Life sounds a lot worse than years because years has an ending.
Yes, but someone's like, you're going to be in there, not for 1, not for 2, but for 2,000 years.
Yeah, and now let's
goes,
say,
dun, dun, dun.
and let's say tomorrow, some guy comes out with this thing and goes, live forever. Boom. Live forever. Now this guy gets out in 2,600 and however many years.
No, well, if he might even get, live forever so he wouldn't get sick. Never would get sick
Yeah,
or anything.
everybody lives forever.
That would be fucking bad.
Yeah, you would have to start killing people.
That would be
you would
so
have to.
bad. There'd be too many people.
Yeah, you would have to start killing people.
Yeah,
you would
it'd
have
be
to. Like only the elite would get the live forever pill. But
That
then
is so
eventually
fucked
there'd be
up.
too many of the elite.
Right, you have to get rid of some of them too.
Yeah. I guess you would still keep age and be like, dude, you've been here for 3,000 years. You got to go.
It's time to go. At 3,000, you got to fucking
You had
check
your
out.
run, dude. You had your run.
3,000 years of running. Now,
Yeah.
do you stay a certain age, or do you still get old and frail? What are your penis and your balls? Like, do
I
they
guess maybe
drop?
when you take the pill, you stay that age whenever you decide to take it.
Whatever age it is.
Yeah.
And then from there, nothing else will drop or age.
I guess not.
I mean,
this is all something I just made up literally 3 seconds ago.
I know, but now I'm
so
getting
we can
interested.
we can make the rules up. It's really whatever you want. This
I'm
isn't a real
interested now in
thing.
finding out. Can I stop gravity if I'm stopping time?
Absolutely. Why not? Sure. And the pill can make you rich if we want it to be. So now let's just throw that in there too. You take the pill, you live forever, you're hot, and you're rich.
And you're rich. Money comes with
All
being
right.
hot.
So let's say that pill exists.
yes,
okay?
all right, let's say it exists now.
And now he has a number onto his sentence.
That's not fair. You're right. It should be life.
That's exactly right. Because now they should just go, you never know. I'm just saying, you never know.
There could be a moment.
Some shit could happen. You never fucking know.
I don't
Life
know.
is what it needs to be. And in this guy's case, not even life. He's in Texas. How is he not up for the death penalty?
I don't know. Is there a death penalty in Texas?
Absolutely there is. They kill more motherfuckers than anybody.
So how the fuck? What?
Yeah.
Then how come they don't?
I don't know. Could this story maybe be bullshit?
No, pull into it a little bit more because obviously, Edwin Cullen does live forever. Okay, let's just say that, and I love him. He's cool, vampire AF.
All right. Know why I'm the best Google searcher? Because I just put in Cannibal Houston delivery.
Yeah, and what did it say?
First fucking thing, Snopes.
Snopes.
Did Houston arrest a man who killed and ate 30 plus people? Here we go. Snopes.
Oh my God.
Snopes is the official
Debunker.
call bullshit.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh, my Wi-Fi's off.
It has to be. I mean, people make up stories, but that'd be a pretty fucked up story to me.
Oh, it absolutely would be, but
I hear some people actually making up stories about being
All right,
sick.
here we
That's
go.
fucked up too.
Oh, it's a hoax.
Don't even play with me.
It's a hoax.
No, it's not.
It's a hoax.
How do you know?
They said it right here.
Read it.
Houston police arrested a man who confessed to killing. Oh, it must have started at 40. At 40 people. Origin. In the spring of 2019, we received multiple inquiries about the accuracy of a widely shared report that claimed, see that death penalty thing. Immediately when I thought of that, I go, oh, it's bullshit. That's why.
Go.
About the accuracy of a widely shared report that claimed police in Houston, Texas had arrested a man who confessed to killing and eating nearly 40 people. On February 12th, the World News Daily Report website posted an article with the headline, Cannibal, states, okay, Houston police have arrested a man, okay, that's just the story. The article was a hoax. The website that published it, worldnewsdailyreport.com, only posts fabricated content presented as satire, as the following disclaimer on the homepage states. Oh, okay, so they even let you know this is a bullshit website.
Well, how do we know that? But we read it.
We didn't go to the homepage. We just clicked on the article.
Oh, I see. So some of the articles that we were clicking. Either way, that is really fucked up. Now I don't even want to talk about it anymore because I feel like it's irrelevant.
Yeah, because it's bullshit.
But it was fucked up that we even had to read that.
Well, things happen. Things happen. It's not like that hasn't happened in
really
some
freaked me out about Texas.
way or another.
I ruled out visiting Texas ever with that story.
You want to talk about this? Because we've both been driven nuts by what I'm about to speak about.
Please.
There was a pavilion in Florida near a beach. And at night, a lot of the homeless were congregating at this thing and hanging out there and sleeping there and doing whatever.
Right.
Homeless sex, like under the boardwalk.
Whoa.
If you ever go to the Jersey Shore boardwalk, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Homeless bums are butt fucking.
Butt fucking.
Butt fucking.
How do you know they're butt fucking under there?
Butt fucking. But to get rid of the homeless, the town has come up with a solution because there's a sound system there. They, overnight, on a loop, play Baby Shark and Raining Tacos.
Baby Shark, do.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. Now, these songs, rightfully
over and
so,
over again, they
are
play it.
absolutely...
Oh, my God. He's here to talk about it. Guys, we have Richie coming in. I guess there's something that him and I need to discuss.
We'll hold off on the Baby Shark taco debacle.
Make sure your microphone's on, Rich.
This might get ugly, guys. This might get...
Please.
Go ahead. Tell the story.
How's my levels?
Oh,
Your
they're
levels
beautiful,
are fucking
Rich.
amazing.
All right. We just have something to discuss. I'm going to go over a series of things. I'm not going to stay long. I'm not going to disrupt your show.
That's
I know
cool.
This is your time to shine, and I'm not trying to steal the thunder
Rich,
on
can
any
you
of
do me a
it.
favor before all this goes down? Can you pick up the wire from those headphones and just put it on the bar? The big ones. Yeah. The wire's hanging. The cats might chew on it. Just put the wire on the bar.
Got it.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I didn't see that. I thought it was just hanging on
No
the floor
problem. Is
there.
everything okay now, Rocky?
Yeah.
All right. Now, there was a makeup situation that happened with the girls, okay? Now, I started...
Let's just say, how often are our girls together?
They're together a lot.
Very often. They sleep over a lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not the point.
Go.
All right. Now, mind you, I'm doing my thing. I'm working. I get these texts from your wife. Texts.
Texts.
Oh, texts.
Yeah.
Okay.
From your
You said
wife
Texas.
about this makeup. I brought it up on the Super Ugly Show.
I recall this
Okay.
event.
Now, I'll go over. I'm not going to try and go over like some of them, but I was getting text a lot about missing makeup from a 2-year-old's room.
4-year-old.
Four. She's your
4-year-old
goddaughter. Know her age.
Listen, whatever. A 3-year-old.
She's 4, his daughter's 7 and 11.
Okay.
I hid that from you, too. I didn't know that you know her real age.
All right. Now, at first, it wasn't bad, all right? It started off as this. Ask Layla and Sonny if they know where Val's sparkle liner and her pink blushes. She's freaking out, okay? All right, so I'm like, all right, I'll take a look. Val said they were doing makeup, and now it's gone.
Coming
That's
up empty.
That's a separate text.
Yeah. Oh, but this is after. Was there a response at all to the initial first text?
Yes.
Okay, no, that's all I need to know. There was a response, and then she
I'll look
responded
into
with.
it. I'll look into it.
All right.
Okay.
Are we going to go through a
It's
whole
fine. No, she
series
goes,
of?
Just hold on. It's fine because whatever, it's kids' makeup. I was just asking because the 3 of them were playing makeup.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
See?
Maybe they know where it is.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
And I'm like, well, if she's missing something, I will get it. No, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal, Jess says.
Yeah,
Okay?
I don't buy her makeup.
because again, right now it's just missing,
I mean,
and
yeah,
we're just
they didn't
inquiring if
Yeah, I was
if anyone knows
inquiring.
where it is.
No big deal, okay?
Okay.
So now I think that's the end of it. Like, that's okay.
Good.
Like, I'm going to look into
Yeah.
it. Now, this is a couple days later.
Yeah, this I found out about this, and I even said to her, I go, no,
Okay.
no, this is no good.
This one is.
I
like-
was unaware that this happened because we all keep secrets from each
Of
other.
course,
so,
yes.
This
yeah.
is a 4-page letter, okay? Hey, I'm sure you don't want to hear it, honestly. It's stupidest thing ever, but I just saw that not only is Valentine's blush missing, but her Hurry Silver blush that I bought her.
The brush, the blush, and the eyeliner.
Okay.
So I'm saying, and
Is
not only
missing,
that.
hold on, her sparkle eyeliner, her pink lipstick,
Yeah.
and nobody else is in there but Sunny and Layla.
And Valentina.
And nobody else plays makeup.
Right, the three of them. Okay.
Okay, hold on. I'm not done with your text. It still goes. Nobody else touches her stuff. They all play makeup because when Valentina got fake makeup for Christmas, this is she going into
all
her
right,
story.
all right. So
Yeah.
let me ask you.
Christmas,
Hold
how
on.
upset they were that it
Before we
wasn't
keep-
real. I'm not done with this. Hold on. I don't want to accuse them. Now she's talking about legal
Right.
stuff.
I don't want to.
I
Oh,
don't have-
legal.
legal.
She goes, hold on, she goes,
Legal.
no,
Listen
she
to
goes,
Richie
I
Lawyer
don't-
over here.
She goes, I don't have any proof that they took it.
I don't.
Yes.
Hold on,
Right.
This is
No,
all.
but the way you're reading
Yeah,
it
I didn't
is
say
going.
it like that. I was telling him,
But
listen,
the way
I'm
you're
not
reading it,
accusing them,
though.
and I don't
Look
have
in their
any
room
proof.
for the pink blush, the blah blah blah, the blah blah blah.
I said, can you look for it?
Now, separate texts of pictures of everything.
Yeah, so he knows what it
Texas
looks
is
like.
one state. It's not separate,
Wait,
Rich.
Rocky. So he knows what they look like to see if he can see
Yes,
what it is.
maybe
I-
it got misplaced and ended up somewhere.
Yeah,
Who knows?
yes,
Who
yes.
knows?
I got the pictures. Okay, it should have been the end right
Now
there.
you're slandering
Oh
my
my
wife
God.
here.
I
You're
am.
slandering my wife.
Even
Now,
fucking
now
stand
let's
up.
bring up this point of contention.
Go.
Your youngest daughter is a known thief. Right or wrong,
Hold
Richie?
on, hold on.
Right or answer the question.
I'm not-
asking a question,
I'm
Rich.
not done with this
Yes
yet.
or no?
Is she a known
Yes or no?
She might have taken a few things.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a yes.
All right. Now, can I go on? This is another. This
And
is-
again, there was no accusation. There was
There-
just I'm not accusing anybody.
Okay, hold on.
no proof.
This is again. Okay, I'm a 40-year-old man. I'm getting a text a couple days later again. This is a separate text.
Okay.
Again, I am not accusing them, Richie. We just don't have any other girls here that come here. I've watched them play, so I know it's Layla really into the stuff. And I'm not trying to say anything, but you know, Kaylee doesn't use makeup and
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
I get it. I see where you're
okay,
going.
Now-
Okay, I'm not going to go into. I got a lot of
He
texts.
keeps saying, I'm not going to go into it, but he keeps reading
Now,
it word for
I got
word.
a lot.
Rich.
Listen, hold on, stop. I got a lot of texts. I was harassed for 2 weeks about
Texts.
fucking girls'
Texts.
makeup. Okay, I was harassed.
Harassed.
Right, when you're done, I have a time. I want to speak.
Okay, now I just want to know: was the makeup found?
Okay, so I'm going to take a look at everybody and not look at his dumb face while I answer. But I was cleaning out Valentina's closet, and you know, when they play, they also play school, they play go out and they have pocketbooks and they play shopping. So I was going through her stuff, and in one of the pocketbooks, I found all of the makeup that I was looking for.
I'm going home.
Wait.
I love you
But,
guys.
but
Wait, you can't
I
leave this
did,
yet.
I did say to you, I apologize, and I found the makeup. But you know, when I have the girls here 3 nights a week, sometimes
Yeah. and-
just asking.
I just think it's
No,
absurd.
let me explain.
How I can
No,
get
hold on.
tortured all week
Hold on.
about girls' makeup, Rocky.
Let me explain how my wife
why,
works.
why are you sticking up? For
Let me explain how my wife works. Have you seen the movie Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? This is the best way to explain it.
Okay,
Yes?
yeah,
Do you
sure.
remember the character Veruca Salt? Where she
Hey!
sees something and she goes, "But Daddy, I want it now."
Yes.
My wife's brain works that way with her mouth. So when she thinks of something, she has to get it out, whether in text form or verbally, because if she doesn't, it will stay there forever and pester her and pester her and pester her and pester her and pester her. So I understand that it was very sporadic and random, but that's kind of
When it
how her
comes- it
brain
pops
works.
in, I just-
Because as she's in the middle of doing 100 million things, all of a sudden it goes, Valentina's makeup, and she goes, "Let me text Richie and ask him."
it's not like I'm being a dick. It
it's
just
just
happens
days go
sometimes.
by and she doesn't realize days have gone by that I texted you about this initially. I still think it's the same time frame. because her mind doesn't stop. And
I was cleaning actually, and when I found
See?
it, I was like, you know what? I have no proof. I'm not accusing because I felt bad even saying it. However,
You've actually called. You've actually had to pick on the other week's show. I've had to actually call my daughter Sunny, probably the one that stole it, when she never fucking stole it. Like, that's fucked up. Like,
but to be fair, she is a known thief.
And
She's a
you know
known
what though?
thief.
You know what though? I didn't necessarily say, you know, you girls took it. I'm like, they were playing. Do you know where they put it? You know, I was implying that they could have put it
no,
anywhere.
you were implying that they were all fucking thieves, all right? And I don't appreciate it.
I don't think there was any implication
If
of
I
thievery.
thought they were being thieves, you think I'm let them stay over all the time?
Well, now that you found it, yeah, now they're back allowed to sleep over, because before then they weren't even allowed in their fucking room last week.
Oh my
Shit.
God.
They weren't
Bullshit.
even allowed in the room. I can show you a text right now. They can come over, but they can't go in their room.
No, because they weren't
Because
home.
Valentina
Oh,
wasn't
that's
home.
Valentina
Because Valentina
wasn't
wasn't home and neither was Louis.
Yes, I said when they get
Yeah,
home,
yeah, yeah.
they were at the pool.
Yeah.
You guys sound like a lot of good excuses.
Yeah,
Let the
yeah.
chat
I didn't-
decide,
Yeah.
all
I
right?
didn't-
Let the chat decide.
You're trying to spoil
I
our
didn't-
good names here.
Yeah, I didn't want the kids to go
Are
in
you
the room.
leaving?
Yeah. And
All right,
make, I
later,
love
bro.
you too, bye. And make a mess in their room and then them come home from the pool and be like, what the fuck, who messed up my room? That's not fair either. You don't get go in somebody
See,
else's room.
you wanted to know something I was worrying about today, because you had your nephew here, and I was like, imagine like kids just as dicks, like when they're on someone else's PlayStation, just wipe it.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like I would have done that
No.
to my buddies back in the day. Like, gotcha. I mean, that's definitely. We used to go into his room, me and Taylor, and we would take his DVDs. He had hundreds, like I did, but not on this scale. He had a couple hundred. So we would open them all and just take the discs and dump them all in the middle of a pile.
put 'em in any case.
Mix them all up and then just start throwing them in any case randomly. He lost his mind. We walk in one day, me and Taylor, and he's like, you guys are the biggest fucking dicks ever. I spent like an hour and a half looking for Labyrinth. I couldn't find it. And I was like, I opened the case, and I'm like, all right, well, at least it's got to be in the other case. And I opened it, and it wasn't fucking in there. So I had to start going through every fucking case, and it took me fucking ever. And da-da-da-da. We were fucking rolling on the floor at this fucking thought of this idiot going through all his DVD cases trying to find this stupid movie. It was the funniest thing, but I think of the PlayStation thing now.
Oh, well, I don't think any of our kids are like, they're not like that. We were different when we were 13, 14, and they're not even there yet. They're at 9, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't think about that specifically. But playing in someone's room with their shit when they're not here is not cool either.
Yeah.
And the only reason I was
But
gonna-
video games is kind of different. Like when it's a
Yeah,
video
with
game
Jeffrey,
thing.
though, I was gonna let him jump on because he was playing with Lou at my mother's. So when
Yeah.
he came here, I was like, just jump on Lewis's and get back to playing with him. you
Yeah.
know? But besides that, I don't let anybody in my kids' room when they're not here.
Yeah.
And I wasn't accusing nobody. All right, I was asking a question. He takes it personal because he's got his own issues.
Well, he's
with
got a
shit
guilty
going-
conscience,
He does. He's
you know?
like, you gotta defend everything, you know.
Well, that's all I'm saying.
I thought it was fucking funny.
That is all
I'm glad,
saying.
I'm glad he came down so we could clear it up. That little fucking pussy. What?
Can I find that on here?
What?
Let me see if I can find it real
What are you
quick.
looking for?
This video that I had seen that was absolutely fucking hilarious.
All right, while you're looking for it, right, I'm going to start talking about Bar Rescue.
Okay, go
All right,
ahead.
so Rocky and I, we love, after kids go to bed, we have like 3 hours, so we watch mad shows. Bar Rescue happens to be one of our favorites. And, John Taffer, he's doing his thing, and he's watching now. There's this bar, like a locally dokely place, where this woman is the owner, and her daughters work for her, and they're bartenders, and the bar is going down. The girls are doing sleazy shit, and all of a sudden you see them pull out like this fucking blow up kids pool, and they put it in the middle of like the eating area on the carpet, like in front of everybody who's in the bar, which is like 10 people, and they start filling it with boiled spaghetti.
Yeah.
Like slimy boiled spaghetti. It's all like spaghetti. There's no sauce on it, but it's spaghetti. And they're filling pots and pots and pots of spaghetti in this fucking pool. And then you see like people standing around. These two girls come out in underwear, bra and underwears, and they definitely should not be like that. And one looks at the other, and she's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And the other one goes, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. And they jump on each other in the spaghetti pool in the middle of a bar. and there's spaghetti everywhere. The girls are actually looking like they're hurting each other. Like somebody could get hurt and sue. But however, that's not even the worst part. Spaghetti's getting stuck like on everybody's sneakers. It's all over the place. And here comes John walking in like, what is this?
Yeah.
So it's not even mud. It's not fucking Jello, and it's not pudding. It's fucking spaghetti.
Did you say how they have carpet?
Yeah,
in
that's
the
saying
bar?
it was getting stuck to the carpet and everybody's feet, and like now you have the spaghetti girls fighting in spaghetti.
Yeah, it was honestly the dumbest thing I've worked in a lot of bars.
I just never even seen anything like that.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen done in a bar. It really is.
Like they, and the girls were like, I mean, they looked like they had a problem with each other.
Oh, they were fucking tossing each other around.
You saw chokeholds
like,
going on.
It was fucking crazy the way these girls were throwing each other around. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
He walks in, not only the spaghetti fight going on, but he walks in to see like what's going wrong with the place. Of course, she's serving beer that's really warm and disgusting, and there's like flies and shit everywhere. But he goes to the freezer where she keeps all her beer and food, and the tiny little spring of the door is broken, so she had like put just an oxygen thing in front of it to keep it closed so things weren't freezing right. And he like looks at her and he's like, you had plenty of money for the beauty salon, but you don't have money for a screw for your freezer that you serve your customers. This bitch had eyelashes, extensions, she had Botox, lips like that. And he's looking at her going, you get all this stuff done? And I went, I fucking love that man.
Here it is.
He was a great...
He is.
He had to rip her down a little bit because it's crazy and disgusting spaghetti in the fucking bar.
I love that guy too. He's a fucking psychopath, but I absolutely love him.
Yeah.
I really do. But did you see this?
Play it.
Okay, it's this one. There's no... there's nothing up there that's... Okay. I'm going to play this video real quick. Just sit back for a second and...
penis and put it in my mouth.
Yes.
And then he came again and he slept with me last week, and I told the pastor that I need deliverance again, and since then my private part has been itching.
Now, just so to be clear, because you guys might not be following, this woman's in a church and apparently a demon was coming in her mouth, and now her private parts are itching.
itchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this demon kept coming back though to fuck her.
How anyone can go to a church and see this and go, I'm still in.
Can you start it again because it's very short.
I'm still in. Like, I'm all in with this place.
Let's go. This is the church to go to.
A demon came with his penis and put it in my mouth. And then he came again and he slept with me last week, and I told the pastor that I need deliverance again, and since then my private part has been itching.
It's been itching?
Yes.
Look at demon. Look, oral sex.
Look, she's
oral
doing
sex, demon. You see oral sex. Look, oral sex. Look. You oral sex. Use oral sex. Let that sperm of that man out.
Now, people are still staying in this church. That is the craziest part of it.
He said, you oral sex demon.
You oral sex. Out, you demon. Out. Let the sperm out. Let the sperm of that man out. Even if I was a believer of faith, and I walk in, and this is what's going on in the church,
I want to see it.
I'm walking the fuck out.
Yes, if I saw this, I would not stay in the church. Can you just...
Out, you demon.
Look at the white lady next to her. Out.
In the private
She's
part.
going. Look, watch.
Watch what happens.
He's spraying holy water on her private parts.
Come out from the private.
Come out from the private.
Go.
This is why I look at.
Oh my God.
This is craziness.
No fucking way.
This is why I look at organized religion and go,
You're joking
it's
me, right?
all
favorite story of the
fucking
year.
insanity.
And possibly my...
Look at that shit. And the people
I can't.
are still staying. That's the even crazier part. Like, they're like, I dig what's going on here. This is for me.
Right. So, all right, can you just take that off the screen? So,
It's off.
Okay. So, now she goes into the church and tells him the demon took over her body and her genitals were itching. But he said, get the cum of the man out.
Yeah.
All right, so then maybe she was saying demon was talking about a man that she's sleeping with of not, married.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what she meant. But either way, that was like an exorcism of oral sex. That was awesome. That was fucking weird.
It's insanity. It's complete insanity. And again, that to me is what most organized religions are like, except that's just on a super duper level of craziness.
When you think about it, like everybody's going in there, and I'm not saying, again, everybody's religion's their religion. I happen to believe in a little bit of everything. But, I feel like you walk in there and you're like, oh, chanting and chanting and chanting, and let me give you money and chanting. For what? Like, can't you believe in
Stand up, sit down, kneel.
Yeah, why can't you do stuff at home,
I'm tired,
Can you
man.
not-
It's
maybe
fucking
not-
7 in the morning. You ask me to stand up, kneel,
What about
sing.
protection? Then she wouldn't have itchy vagina.
Well, that's a whole nother fucking day at church.
Right.
But, they didn't get to that lesson at church yet.
It was just that.
This actor.
Go.
I seen him and I go, he sucks. Because he's literally the same guy in every movie. He's in one of the movies you absolutely love, As Good As It Gets. Greg Kinnear. Greg Kinnear literally plays the same role in every
Is that the
movie.
guy that gets beat up?
Yes, he's the gay guy that gets beat up.
What other
Even as
movie-
the gay role, he doesn't even play it slightly gay. He just plays Greg Kinnear.
Really? What other movie would I really think
I'm
of?
trying to think. Let me look at his IMDb because I honestly can't even think of, because he's so forgetful, because he's constantly just doing that. Like he doesn't act, I don't think, ever.
I just don't remember. I know of him from there, and I thought he played a good part in that movie. That's one of my favorite
the
movies.
movie's good, and again, I enjoyed him, I guess, but it wasn't anything like where you're like, wow, that was amazing.
All right.
And I'm going to go through his movies, and let's see if there's anything where we go, wow. All right, Brigsby Bear, I saw. Again, he played Greg Kinnear. You didn't see that one. Anchorman 2. Yeah, he was the boss in Anchorman 2.
I don't remember that.
Again, he was pretty much just Greg Kinnear.
Okay.
Let's see. Baby Mama.
Oh, Baby Mama. What was he, the boyfriend?
He's Rob. I don't remember that one. In Ghost Town with Ricky Gervais, I did see that one. Again, he's just Greg Kinnear.
I don't remember any of those.
Invincible, he's Dick Vermeil. And again, he's a little bit louder, Greg Kinnear. But he's basically Greg Kinnear. Friend, Stuck on You. All right, in that one.
Stuck on You.
In
He
that
was
one, he
different.
did go a little bit out of character. He was more,
It was
definitely.
a different one.
We Were Soldiers. Again, he was just Army. I'm in the Army, Greg Kinnear.
Okay.
Yeah. He really is not in really that many movies, I guess. I never realized that either.
So I had something really quick funny that somebody had sent me an email. I don't want to forget because I forgot her last week. I got an email message from somebody who had stated, I'm dating this guy for a short period of time now.
This has got to be me because every email you get is about me.
No,
so.
it's not. So I'm dating this guy for a short period of time. I'd say 6 months plus.
Mm-hmm.
And so this person was very vague, actually. She was not, but she said when they argue and when they have fights, he writes down bullet points of what she says because he tries to work out rebuttals. And so as they're arguing, he writes these things down and then will rebuttal them.
Well, here's why it's shitty, because you're not giving her your full attention.
Right.
Like, that's the he's doing it mid-argument.
They're arguing.
And he'll, like, stop and be like, let me get a pad and paper.
Well, no, she said a couple times they were arguing via messaging, and she would see him screen capping their messages, and that's when the conversation came up where she was like, why do you do that? And he was like, I like to write down what you say so I can come up with a rebuttal.
And that's also so I can remember my lie that I said to this one, that I said to this one. That's some crazy shit. Like, if you can't fucking have your argument on the fly, you're up to some sketchy shit, and you're worried that you might slip.
Right.
Like, there's no reason to have to take notes and shit. Like, when you can't come back after a fight like a day later and be like, oh, and by the way,
right?
You can't do that.
That's what
like, when the fight's over, the fight's over. You got to move on.
She's saying that, when he does this, that it will be a conversation that will come up later on. Like, I remember actually the other day when you said this.
Yeah, no, that's craziness.
And she's asking me, like, what do I think about it? So I'm going to say, if she is watching right now, that number one, I think that it's a little bit controlling and aggressive when it coming to defending themselves. Like, I don't think I would come up with reasons to defend myself. I'd have just a common argument or disagreement with what I think. He's like saving stuff. I think that's very
that's
outrageous.
psycho shit.
I think that it's inappropriate and it's a little bit invasive.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
like someone walking around with a tape recorder all the time.
It's weird.
Like, that's not fair either.
No. That's weird
So,
shit. That's weird behavior.
Yeah. Is anybody in the chat wants to throw out a her sign off was Silva? So Silva, if you're listening, we all think that that's a little bit crazy, and you might want to shut that down.
It absolutely is fucking bananas.
Right?
Yeah, no, that taking notes during an argument to rebuttal it when you have to talk about it now. Like
Right.
you can't fucking come back a couple days later and be like,
Right, because
I
when you
want
have
to
an
continue
argument
this.
anyway, it should be that moment, and then you move forward. There is no harping and dwelling. I mean, you're in a relationship. Why would you want to fight with who you're with?
All right, let's look at this real quick.
Go.
Because I know my wife. She'll be with me on this. Someone posted this and wrote, every couple, every car, every time. Who doesn't do this? LOL. I wrote, if you do this as a couple, I hope before you became a couple, one of you slept with Eazy-E.
Wow, that means they would have AIDS.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I was implying there.
Rocky!
Now, here, watch this, okay?
Go.
We gotta get the sound on, too, of course.
All I think about is you. All my pride is all I have.
Price what you had, baby girl.
If I saw anyone doing this in a car, I don't want to play it too long. We can get
Especially
copyrighted.
because they can't sing, so that's good.
No, I don't think they were. They were just like lip syncing
No,
it.
she was singing.
But either way, if I saw anybody, that was weird. If I saw anybody doing that,
In a car next to me?
let alone do that with my chick. Like,
Yeah, right. We're singing it to each other?
No,
I don't think we've ever done that.
Why
We're
would
one of the
we?
most successful relationships that we even know about.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever.
You know why? Because we don't do dumb shit like that to try to make it seem like we have a fun relationship. Let's do this. No.
Let's try it. Ready? All my pride is all I have.
I'm not doing that ever.
Oh,
never doing it.
I just got shut
ever.
down. You saw that?
Yeah.
You shut me down. I tried to rock it out, and you
I
shut me down.
told you, literally seconds before that, I would never do that.
Well, you know what? I gave it a try. Was that like just a random?
It was just a random, but I saw it and I was like, why were they like, who doesn't do this? Everybody doesn't do that. You do that because you're fucking weird.
Okay. I have another one.
Go ahead.
All right, so I have another email, and actually this is the last one because I'm only doing 2 each show. The next email was, hey, Jess, you post a lot about talking about life, so I want to talk about a situation. I have an 11-year-old son. He is disrespectful, and I don't really know what to do as far as discipline. He also,
This a mother?
This is a mother, yes. He also has an addiction to eating, and I find food in his room all the time. So besides yelling, screaming, and cursing at me, he is taking food and eating and sticking it under his bed. What am I supposed to do?
Is there a father figure present?
No.
Good luck, bro.
Okay. So reading this, I want to say I have a 9-year-old son, a 4-year-old daughter, and a 20-year-old daughter. So I have a very vast variety of fucking bullshit I deal with. None of these, so I'm sorry to hear that you are going through it. Eating is usually somebody's crutch, and kids are normally going through situations that they need crutches to help them get through it. So if my son or daughter was overeating, hiding food, I would look to have maybe them see a counselor and or a physician about coping skills, because a lot of kids these days don't have coping skills. They either will blame everything on their parents or go to drugs and or sex and or robbing and or gangs or and whatever to kind of lean on whatever the problems are. If there are issues at home with the father and yourself, I also think that a counselor would have to be present to kind of help with that situation. Disrespectful.
I am not one for counseling.
11. When it comes to mental issues, Rocky, yes. Now, I'm not talking about discipline. I'm talking about a child who probably has issues with his father and eating issues, crutch issues. I mean, he should talk to somebody rather than his mother or people he thinks are going to either make fun or scold him.
Here's my issue with all that stuff, because you'll have 10 different doctors telling you 10 different things that you should be doing. And that's pretty much how counselors, therapists, psychologists, not psychologists so much, but therapists and counselors and shit, it's all just their opinion on what they think is best for you. Like I understand they went to school and they read some books. I get that. But that kind of goes out the window. They're not going, well, back in 1987, this guy wrote down. They're not really doing that. They're talking to enough people, and then they start going through the motions of being a counselor or a therapist. And they just start going, this is what I think works best. It worked for this guy, so probably work for you.
Yeah, I guess. But at the same time, though, think about, like, we don't know what things are actually in this boy's head. And these doctors, I say holistic therapists happen to be the best because medication is not the answer. You know, talking about whatever you have going on and fixing the problem, I am pro. So I look at that and go, you know, for him, maybe he's getting picked on at school. His father is mean to him or not present at all. His mother is lacking of something. And maybe he just needs somebody that he can go and then get it out without feeling judged. Sometimes kids need that.
Yeah, but those people do judge you. Those people
don't-
judge you a lot.
When it comes to your doctors, you build a relationship. I think it's different when it comes to a counselor and a therapist and a holistic doctor.
And also, I think after, like, I'll really stretch my belief here, and I'll say after a year, whoever you were working with, you need to dump and move on to a new person.
Why do you feel that way? They learn about you.
I get that, but they also now think they know everything about you. And I think if you go to someone else and now you take what you've learned from this one
Right.
and bring it over to this one, you're now like, it's like leveling up. You get what I'm saying?
I agree. Yes. Okay. So then you're expand. You know what? That might even be something good for some
Like if you
people
stay
to
with
do.
the same counselor for 5
To
years,
progressively grow.
because counseling is supposed to end at some point. It's not supposed to be a lifelong thing. You're supposed to. The point of it is to get fixed, correct?
Right. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
That's what you
so
want.
if you're with the same guy for 5 years, don't at some point you go, you're not fucking working because I'm still here.
Right. I'm still going through the same stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess, you know, that might be, so progressing over that. I think that you're making sense where you should be, you know, growing. However, excuse me, coming to talk about disrespect. Now, I have, like I said, 3 very different ages in my children. We are not disrespectful to our children, hence our children are not disrespectful to us. I will not tolerate my kids talking to me in any type of way. I've never had to put my hands on my children. I yell and scream. I'm a Puerto Rican and Italian and Spanish. It just comes out that way. However, I would never go that route. Now, if he has been hit and or has an abusive father and or is getting picked on at school, acting out is what kids will do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that you need to find the root of whatever the issues are he's having problems with and then decide from there what's best. If my son at 11 years old ever put his hands on me, I would beat the shit out of him and
Oh.
call the cops myself.
Most definitely.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. I will never allow my children
No,
to
that's-
get
that's
that far.
insanity. That's insane.
But if you feel like, you know, because you're a single parent and you're at the point of what do I do now? I mean, I can't hit him because then I'll go to jail. I would call the police myself. There actually are things called PINS program, juvenile facilities. There are things, listen, if he doesn't want to behave, you can do things. There's boarding school. You know what I mean? There's things you can do. I would never go to hitting my children, again, unless they put their hands on me. I have no reason to put my hands on any human being for that matter.
I can't hit any of the kids.
No,
When
they
my
hitting
son's
is-
older, and if he steps to me like a man, I can hit him, but that's about it.
But even then, there should never be a thought like I'd want to hit my kids. They're never going to
Yeah.
get to that point that our kids aren't like that. But for somebody else who's in a situation or a single parent or dealing with something, you know, you can call the cops and ask for help as far as like I knew of someone who had problems and they would come and talk to the parents and this person and say like, look, you know, this is your choice. You could come with us and go to a juvenile place. You can just respect your parents. You know, you can't have your kid arrested.
Yeah, but then the kid goes, all right, I'll respect my parents, and then that next day it's the same shit.
Absolutely. Again, now you're talking about having to make a decision what's best for your future.
Tough love works.
My recommendation to you would be you need to do what's best for yourself
First
or
you
you won't be healthy enough to take care of your son. And if he is impeding on you taking care of work, bills, such, then maybe you need to separate yourself because if you are a single parent, it's not easy to do alone.
Yeah.
Asking for help is all
Here's
right.
where you start. You can do the therapy thing. Here's where you start, and this is what's effective. Without hitting. Pay attention, parents. Oh, you think that's your cell phone. Give me that. Thank you. You're not getting it back. Oh, you think I'm going to drive you somewhere. No. Go in your room, hang out, enjoy your room. Oh, you think you're going to watch TV in your room. No, you're not. And that starts fucking with them because guess what? They're losing shit that actually matters.
Yeah.
They're losing shit that to them is
Who do I have
very,
with us?
very important.
It's Dr. Earl.
It is Dr.
Hey, Jess. Hey, Rocky. How's it going, guys?
Good,
What's
honey.
up,
How
Earl?
are you?
I'm doing well. I'm outside right now, and the sun's growing dark, and so that's probably. Let me see if I could put myself on camera here if I'm
I'd
able
like
to.
you
Go
on
ahead,
camera.
pal. Yeah, just throw it on there anyway, because otherwise it's showing us, and I don't care for that.
Well, I don't mind you
Right.
looking at me, but. So,
I switched
are you
that.
are you chiming in on the subject? You got something to tell us?
Yeah, so many kids out there don't really have a lot of fathers in their life. A lot of parents out there grow up in disrespectful areas themselves, so they figure this is how they treat their kids. I mean, there was this one family I knew we'll call them the Novos that lived by the 6 Mile area in Van Dyke in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
They grew up under abusive father. They all started acting out their rage. They all start getting into drugs, to curb the pain, And these were 9 kids.
Yeah.
These were 9
Were
kids.
all
They
9 of them bad?
Well, they weren't really bad, but those couple of them were not really that good. They had attitudes. They got involved with loser boyfriends and loser girlfriends.
Would you say any of them became successes?
No.
Not a single
absolutely
one.
Not. No. In fact, here's something else. 9 kids, only 2 are left. The rest of all died from drug addiction.
Oh, Jesus, God
Okay.
help them.
Now, see, that's why I do believe in product of your environment, and when the person gets out of that product of, gets out of that environment, I think that's a fluke, but it's also
Not really heard of.
no, it also tells me that it can be done because this person did it. He
Right.
ignored all the bullshit.
Right.
He ignored the dealing the drugs. He ignored the gangs. He ignored all that shit. Went to school, did his work, went to college, and made something of himself.
But yeah.
Now, if he could do it, there's no reason anyone else could. If he's in the same position of not having a father around, being poor, living in the hood.
However, if it's just a kid that's smoking weed and drinking and smoking cigarettes, they can get back on track. But some kids go to heroin, crystal meth, prostitution,
Yeah.
running away, and
Theft,
they end up.
stealing.
Yes, exactly.
Theft.
So some
Yeah,
go too
stealing
far.
for the drugs.
Yes, and then
Yeah,
you can't get
what
back
is
from
it?
it.
You know what it is? It's the temptation. Temptation is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And people don't talk about
Exactly.
temptation
Peer pressure.
enough. Because
Peer pressure.
when I talk about the one guy who got out, he was the one who was able to control temptation. It's not that you're a bad person or you're dumb. It's that you're susceptible to temptation. You're susceptible to the easy way out. So dealing drugs on the corner is a lot easier than fucking going to school and working hard.
Absolutely, it looks like the gracious life.
And plus, you got to remember, so many people are pushing, trying to get you to do this, to fit in. You got to fit in with this group. You got to be involved. And back then, and for these guys, it was like, if you didn't do what everybody else was doing, if you didn't drink, if you didn't smoke weed, if you didn't pop pills, if you didn't snort coke, you were an outcast. And back then, being an outcast was something you did not want to be. Everybody wanted to be accepted, be a part of a group,
Absolutely. So they do what everybody else is doing. It's like a point. And again, if you got dysfunctional parents, you're gonna have fucking dysfunctional kids. There's no way some kids are gonna come out in Bible studies when their parents are beating the shit out of them from born.
It's not always
And
the
plus-
case, though. But
also
again, I
here's-
say that's the freak occurrence because it's much easier to take the easy route of doing drugs and going, well, I got beat up as a kid, and now I'm just going to be a drug addict, and that's it.
Yeah, well, there's excuses. People make excuses.
Yeah, and I'm not saying the horrible things don't happen. Trust me, I'm not stupid, but it's like the guy who gets bullied, and then at his 20th reunion comes back and he pulls up in a Lambo and he's handsome, and
don't see that often.
he took
Yeah,
that
we see
bullying
that
and
many
went,
times
I'm going
on
to
these
show
talk
all these
shows.
people.
He did.
Yeah.
And those are funny when you always hear about people doing these reunions where they're like, hey, I'm going to go and I'm going to show everybody how cool I am. However, I feel that you get lost in what the image is of what you're supposed to be doing so that you're cool. You know what I'm saying? Like you say like, oh, I'm a cool person. I'm cool. No, you're not. Like you're doing things that are fucking crazy. But again, it's coming from where you come from. What do you do? What do your parents do?
Earl, what was your childhood like?
Well, mostly my childhood was, it was basically a normal one. We had a normal class family, normal class mom and dad, A couple times, the only time he really went off on me was when I did things that were totally stupid, out of whack,
Like what though? What did you do, Earl? What did you do?
Well, there was one time, almost almost crashed our old car, because I wasn't looking the right way, and my dad wanted to wring my neck. He gave me a massive assault in my earlobes one time, a couple of times.
his penis?
No,
Yeah.
Rocky.
Show me on the doll.
Super Ugly
No.
Show YouTube. Get here.
No.
No,
No,
that was
but
horrible.
but now also and you're autistic slightly, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I'm sure they were a lot more patient with you as well, though.
Yeah, a couple of times. But then again, a lot of the times, just I get these things in my mind saying, go ahead and try it. They're not going to say nothing. Go ahead and do it. And next thing you know, I get my ass reamed.
Well, you would push it though, knowing that you shouldn't have done it though.
Yeah,
but
but
that's
you know
how
what?
kids' minds
We
work.
tried things.
Yeah, that's
my fault.
No, but that's how
Exactly.
kids' minds work. So you also have to understand how kids think. And I'm not that far removed where I don't remember how stupid I was when I would make decisions as a kid.
Absolutely. However, when our parents did, though, come full force, it was no fucking joke. I can't tell you how many times I had my ass handed to me for things that I
Oh, yeah.
did.
See, I
you
didn't
know.
have that situation.
You didn't. You ran
So,
a romp. You did whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
My dad had no problem smacking me in the mouth, telling me to shut the fuck
Like
up.
I would get yelled at and screamed at, and and I would just go, "I'm going out, Ma."
Yeah, exactly.
Can I get a few bucks?
Yeah. If anybody knew my
Yeah.
dad and my family, it wasn't like that. I got slapped in the mouth, probably a fat lip, bloody nose, who knows whatever the fuck happened. I was rude and disrespectful, and back then in the 80s, that's what the fuck they did.
Yeah.
Now you spank
Yeah.
your kid, and it's like, you look what you did to me, you ruined my
yeah.
life. And now it's...
Blame it on all those shrinks in the past who started believing all these
Shrieks?
serial killers.
Shrieks.
What's a shriek?
What's a shriek?
What's a shriek?
I mean a shrink. I meant
A
to say.
shrink.
shrink.
Oh, like doctors.
Shrink.
Doctors.
Yeah, they came up with these series that since all these serial killers grew up in abusive households with weapons and
What
stuff
up,
like
Dave?
that. Yeah,
Yes,
exactly. They figure. Yeah, they came up with this idea that it's okay. We should spank your kids. They'll grow up to be violent and abusive.
Yeah.
Now hold on. I do have
They could have done.
I do have an argument for this,
Go
and
ahead.
it's from Louis C.K.'s stand-up, and he makes a great point. Children are tiny. You are a giant.
Right.
Why are you
Yeah.
hitting this tiny, fragile little part? You should never be hitting ever.
A child.
You should never be hitting them. There's no acceptable reason
Well,
to
wait,
hit.
wait.
No, there isn't. They're little children.
Wait, can I explain? First of all, yes, there is no reason for a giant to be hitting children. Now,
we
but
all agree.
Exactly. If I'm standing here though, and I am 38 years old, my daughter's 20, and I'm arguing in the kitchen. Wait,
we're talking a totally different
hold
thing.
on. Right, but she's still my kid, right? So we're arguing, and my daughter pushes me.
This is
I'm
a-
gonna slap the shit out of her at
Yes,
20.
this is. I'm
Yeah.
talking about 6, 7.
Right, but wait
I'm
a
not
minute.
talking 20.
But wait a minute. So people feel, children in general, you can't discipline the way you should discipline or defend yourself. My daughter's 20. What if Lewis at 15 tells you to fuck
I
off?
understand. Again, at that point, depending on where he's at as far as puberty goes,
Yeah.
it's a different story. But I'm talking people who spank
yes,
and
children.
hit their kids
Yes.
at 5, 6,
Yes.
7, 8, 9.
I agree.
That is off the table. Absolutely. I'm not talking about grown children.
Well,
Yeah.
grown children are
That's
fucking
what-
assholes.
No, that's a whole different fucking story.
Exactly.
I'm talking about these little kids where people are like, I spank my kids.
Well,
and I'm
what
like,
if this
your
kid's
kid's
11?
5 and you're 400
Wait,
pounds,
what if this
Peggy.
kid's 11, right? That's disrespectful to his mom. He's 11, but he's 6 foot and she's 5'2", and he's pushing his mom around. She can't slap her kid?
Well, if she was smart, she wouldn't.
Obviously, she wouldn't, but some parents do, and that's what creates
It's
the problem.
not. It's still not right to hit anybody. It's not right to hit
I am not
people.
saying it is. I don't know why you're saying it like as if I'm going, yes, hit your children.
No, I'm not.
saying
I'm
that.
saying though, like
I'm saying for her, what is her next step? He's fucking 11.
There-
He's disrespectful. What else can she
you,
do
you
besides?
get the proper authorities or channels to now start intervening.
I just said cops.
Yes,
and you were like,
I
yeah,
know.
but they'll do it again. So what's your other solution?
You call them again until they either get sent to one of those places you were talking about, or they.
Or get an intervention with your relatives and everybody else.
Everybody works together.
See, here's the thing: parents forget, and this is the problem. And I remind my kids all the time. They forget that they're in charge. They start letting their kids run amok and make the decisions and start telling them how the house is going to be and
Do what they want.
and they allow this. Whenever
Yeah.
my kids even slightly cross the line, I will aggressively, not like in their fucking, but I will aggressively be like, oh, let me remind you, I run this shit.
Right.
So now, guess what? This is happening. And I take their tablet. The other night, I walk in, my daughter, she's 4. All night she's asking me for a snack, and I told her no because she didn't eat a dinner, yada, yada, yada. So my wife comes in, I'm in the shower, and my daughter asked her for a snack. My wife didn't know the situation, gave her one. So now I finish up, I go in her room. Again, she's 4 years old. I go in her room. I don't say a peep. I see she has a snack on her thing, and I'm just going to let it ride because I know what went down, and now I'm not going to be like, mommy fucked up because it looks bad for in front of the kid anyway.
Right.
And it wasn't really that big of a deal. So I was just going to let it slide. All of a sudden, she looks at me, and she goes, ha ha, daddy, I got a snack anyway. And I go, what? At first, it didn't register. So at first, I kind of just was like,
threw it back in your face.
and then it registered to me about honestly 2 or 3 seconds later, and I go, "What did you just say?" And she goes,
boy.
and her reaction told me, "Oh, you did say what I thought you said," because she gets up and goes, "Nothing. I didn't say nothing." I go, "No, what'd you say?" She goes, "I didn't say nothing, Daddy. I didn't say nothing." I go, "Oh, ha ha." I grab the thing. I go, "Now this is happening." I take it to the garbage. I throw it out, and I go, "Now you have nothing. Now it's gone."
Yeah, because she freshly came out of her face for no reason.
Yeah, there was no reason,
Yeah.
and you wanted to be slick. So I remind my kids of, I'm God here. I let you live. I am the reason you have clothes. I am the reason you have your tablet.
Yeah.
I am the reason why you have your bed.
I brought you this one. I could take you out.
That's what my mother used
But
to
I don't
say,
do it
huh?
in a shitty way like that. I just remind them in ways of, oh, you think that's how this works? Well, guess
Right.
what? Now you don't have your tablet for the
I'm
rest
like
of
that
the
with our
night.
kids too. You know, like our son Lewis is older than Val, and they'll bicker back and forth. But he'll do things because he's bigger and he's older and he's a jerk sometimes. And I'll look at him and go, "No problem, Lewis. Now you're sitting in timeout like a little baby.
Yeah.
You want to act like a baby? Now sit for timeout." I make my 9-year-old sit for timeout, and I go to him, "You're not moving until I feel you understand what you did. Because you want to act like a baby, I'll treat you like a baby." But I've never been like hitting and aggressively at my children. It just doesn't. That's why we don't have aggressive children.
See, the girls give me sass. My son, not yet. He will when he gets older. I'm not stupid. Of course, he'll start, whatever, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to you.
But right now, when it comes to him,
He does not fuck around. He doesn't.
when it comes to me and I say, Lewis, he comes and, "What's up, Dad? What do you need?" When I say, "Lewis, go do this," "Okay,
He
Dad, no
does it.
problem."
Yeah.
The last time, I don't even remember what he did. It was so long ago. But the last time he came out his face, I go, "Oh, guess
No,
what?"
this is what happened. We were at the dinner table. And we were discussing the kids helping me with chores in the house. And I was saying how I needed help. I do laundry, I cook, I clean, I make their beds, I change their sheets, I feed their fucking animals, I work hard, I pay the bills, we get them anything they want. So I do a lot as a mom and a wife. My husband knows that. So we wanted to have a group meeting with our children at the dinner table, and he was saying to each one of them, "Your mother does everything you need, doesn't she? Your mother gives you what you need, doesn't she?" And he got to Lewis, and he goes, "Your mother gives you everything you need. You get what you want. Isn't that true?" And he goes, "Well, sometimes," and that was the end of it.
yeah.
He goes,
Oh, boy.
"Sometimes, sometimes you little shit."
Now, ready? This is my son's life, okay? PlayStation 4 at the age of 4 or 5, I forget. He's got a Nintendo Switch the day it came out. Every fucking game he ever wants. Every fucking
Anything
purchase
he
on
wants.
Fortnite he ever wants. This kid, he has literally everything because he doesn't break our balls a lot either,
He's
though.
not.
He's a very good kid.
Yeah.
But so I sit there, I go, "Oh, really?
You don't all the time
sometimes."
get what you
I go,
want?
"Well, guess what?" And this was like Saturday night dinner or Friday night dinner. I go, "Guess what? No PlayStation all weekend, pal."
Not even that. He took it out of his room.
Yeah.
Put it in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, you don't get what you want?" Because, at that moment, you fresh little shit, all you had to say
Yeah.
is, "Yes, Mom does everything I want. I'm going to help."
And
But
guess
he
what?
had to be...
My son hasn't come out his face since that
No,
day.
he has not.
Oh,
he has
boy.
not.
And you know why? Because he knows the consequences. I don't get to play Fortnite all weekend or Minecraft or
Yeah.
whatever the hell I want to
That's-
do on my
he's
PlayStation.
9. That's the punishment that works. He understands that right now.
So that's how you do it. You take their shit. You take back control. You have to remember you're the one in charge, and that's parents forget that shit.
Yeah, because they think hitting's the answer and they can't hit the cops called. You don't have to hate your kids.
Yeah.
Listen, they're out of control. They do things. Yes, you have to call the authorities. Otherwise, they could have a bed, a sheet, a fucking pillow, and food to eat, and that is safe.
Yeah.
They don't need a fucking TV. They don't
Nope.
need their toys. They don't need nothing else
Need
extra.
clothes and a bed and
I'll pull
food.
everything out of their
Yeah.
room and put in a fucking bag, and I'll give it to big brother, big sister, to kids who appreciate it.
And I'll take your door off the
Goddamn
hinges.
right I will.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's how I'll do
Yeah.
it. Like there's a difference,
I'll have an
between
alarm clock.
discipline.
You used to be able to sleep in on the weekend. Guess what? I don't care what you're doing, but you're getting up at 7.
That's right. 7 in the
You're
morning.
Getting up
You're
at
getting
7.
up.
I'm not, but I'm going to know that you are. And I
right.
will sporadically get up every 20 minutes
just
or half
check if
hour
you're
just to
awake.
make sure you're awake.
Yep.
But I will fucking torture them in ways like that because it's like, this is the only thing I really can do.
Right.
Like I can't hit them. I can't fucking
And it doesn't
throw them
work.
out, and
It
hitting
doesn't
doesn't work. No, it turns them into aggressive fucking asshole kids.
Yeah.
That's what hitting turns kids into. Aggressive little pieces of shit that hit other kids and start fights and turn into bullies and
That's
pieces
right.
of shit kids.
That's right.
That's what
And not
hitting
many
does.
come out of that. Some do.
That cycle needs to be broken, by the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want to forget this, Earl. I want to talk to you about this because you have a really good head on your shoulders. So this guy down
Yeah.
in Florida recently was arrested, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was arrested because he threw his 5-year-old son into the ocean to teach him how to swim. He didn't just throw him; he walked across the pier onto the dock,
Wrong.
threw his
Wrong.
5-year-old son in
That's
the ocean.
not
Off the
how
dock?
it's
Off the
done.
dock.
Idiot.
Right? Off the dock, and then he jumped in after him, right? So now somebody
Okay.
called the police because the boy was hysterical, screaming.
Yeah,
He couldn't
of course.
swim. So people called the police. Please come. And they tell this man, what are you thinking? 37 years old. What are you thinking? And he goes, I'm getting arrested right now because I'm awesome.
Now his response there was
Oh,
stupid.
gosh.
But to be fair, when I learned to swim when I was 1 year old, that's
One?
that's what they did to me.
In a pool with a controlled
Yeah, in a
person
pool.
in the pool.
I get it, the ocean, but he did jump in immediately after, from what the story says, and he was right there.
It's in the ocean, though, baby. What if there was something swimming? What if he hit a rock with his head? What if he, like there's
How
so
old
many-
was the kid?
5.
5's kind of
Five.
old too. That's kind of old.
And how
5?
deep
I was
how
thrown
deep
in at
was the
1.
water?
What?
How deep was the water?
Well, I'm looking at the pier right now.
Well, if it's at a dock, it's got to be a
I'm
little
looking at
deep,
the
right?
pier. I mean, I'm going to post the story to my Twitter right now so everybody can look at it. I don't know how long it was, but to be honest, won't you think you practice in like the beginning of the water? You walk in with them, you hold their
Yeah.
hand, you let them
I-
float a
yeah.
little bit, you let them go under, but you pull them back up.
But this isn't uncommon practice to just sink or
That's
swim
just
style.
not what you do.
My brother learned that way. I learned that way, and we learned to swim when we were 1 year old.
And to repeat the same thing.
No, but we learned to swim at 1. We were swimming at 1, and now I'm safe around the pool. Because guess what? If I fall in at 1, I also know how to swim out at 1.
It's on my Twitter right now, JRABBIT55.
So, I mean, it worked for
Yeah.
me. It worked for my brother. That's all I'm saying.
You were in the ocean?
No,
He
we
threw
were
you
in a
off
pool. Again, I'm saying the ocean is a little extreme.
It's more
but-
controlled.
But he was right there. He did jump right in. And I mean,
That's how Nana taught our kids. I'm not saying it's wrong, but she was in the pool waiting for
I
them
know.
to jump in the pool.
But
like,
I don't see a difference just because I get it, the ocean, but I'm sure he's looking at the current and making sure the waves aren't crazy. I doubt that, it was a storm and he's throwing
I
his
don't know.
kid
Why
in.
don't you look at him?
Yeah, he looks like a surfer dude.
He looks like a surfer dude. He looks
Yeah.
like a out of control.
What state
delinquent.
was this?
This is Florida.
Yeah, he looks like a surfer dude.
He was arrested on child abuse charges.
His response is absolutely absurd. Like to say that to the
I
police
know.
because I'm awesome. That's the stupidest thing ever.
Wait. It says.
That's surfer talk,
Yeah.
man.
Wait, it
Come
says
on.
though. It says though. He Monday after he got arrested because he forced his son into the water despite him not knowing how to swim, and he left him, the young boy, to fend for himself before he jumped in. That's why
Yeah,
he
well,
was
you got to
arrested.
give it a couple seconds to see.
Oh
if
my
the kid-
God! What if he was already down? What if he fell and hit
No,
something?
because the second they go down, you grab him and you don't.
I-
He's down. Let me see if he pops up. That's not something.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's kind of fucked up.
It's more of the.
Suppose the water got in his lungs that quickly. Who knows? He may
No,
have
you're
drowned
right.
then and there.
5.
Yeah.
If he was 10 and he
That's
couldn't
that
swim, I'd be like, "Fuck you!
possibility.
I'm throwing you off the fucking pier."
I think his response was stupid. I would have to know the exact situation to really know whether it was irresponsible or not, because I don't know how long the kid was in for without him jumping in. Like, you need actual increments of time.
Well, I think if he was arrested, they knew enough that it was he.
No, 2019, dude. People get exaggerate and take things way out of control sometimes now. They really do. You know
They
that.
do.
You know that.
Absolutely, they do.
I guess so. Earl, I have one more subject to talk about. Do you want to join us? Or you want us
Yeah.
to let you go?
Yes, I'm going to join in. Absolutely.
All right, cool. So this, you know me, I pull up articles all the time, and
Yeah.
this article is about 11 signs that you know the person you're with is not the one, and you're better off moving on. Okay? So the number one thing is you feeling judged. So
Oh,
if you,
yeah, I had that a few times.
Number
you
one
did
is
with a
this.
relationship?
Yeah, I was involved with this one woman who lived in the Dearborn area back in Michigan. She was always, picking on the fact that the music I listened to was not good enough for her. Remember, I was in the bands like, Nine Inch Nails, Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
She was trying to get me into
Good
rock,
music.
dude, that's
Good
what I'm talking
music.
about.
Melissa
Rock and roll.
Etheridge, the Eagles, all that, sensitive stuff. Like saying, I was talking about Quiet Right. She's like, they suck.
Earl
They
doesn't listen to
suck.
that pussy
They
shit.
suck."
Yeah, so that's how you know. I guess so. Okay, so that's right. Number 2 is no emotion.
Wait, hold on. I wanted to chime in on number one because
sorry.
that's absolutely not number one. Number one should be if you're looking elsewhere. If your eye wanders, or if you look at a chick and go,
Well, I
wonder
didn't get
what.
through all of them. So
No, I know, but again, this is a list. So when they start
Yeah, it
with
did say
one, that's
number
usually
one.
the first.
Top one?
All right, go ahead. Number
Well,
two.
Go ahead.
Number 2 is no emotion. If you feel like after several weeks there's no like comfort or hugging or intimacy.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Yeah,
She's
after
like
a couple weeks.
That's a That's not a human being. That's a robot.
But
Yeah.
you know
No, but
after a few weeks how
After
you
a few
feel.
weeks, if you're still not on top of each other, yeah, you're not into it.
Right,
so
all right.
move on.
Fuck
Num-
that.
number-
Forget it. Yeah.
number
I'm still on
3
top of her all the time, and we're together almost 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 3 is you're not a priority. Other plans come up first as far as friends, going out, working.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Fuck that. If she starts doing that, move the fuck on.
Yeah, what about,
I'm the boy.
you-
The last girlfriend I had, she was more interested in playing all these dumb games on Facebook, like Farmville, Fishville.
Oh, fuck
Penville.
that. Bitch, suck
Yeah,
my dick. Don't
exactly.
play
All right, come
Farmville.
on, let's get
right?
through this list.
All right. Number 4, you can't communicate with him.
Yeah, well, if you can't talk to the person, what are you doing?
Number 5, you can't trust him.
Oh, that's number
Oh,
one
fuck
to me.
that.
Number
If it-
listen, number 6 is he lies.
Fuck that.
Number
That's the
7,
same
he
as trust,
isn't
though.
investing.
Investing, time, effort.
no-
Yeah.
Right? Number
Yeah.
8, he's not affectionate.
Yeah, that's again the same with they could have cut 2 of these
Yeah,
out.
number 9,
Yep.
huge distance. Like if you're sitting across the room, nobody's sitting with each other, nobody's kind of
Again, that's hanging out with the friends thing. I think in the same
Yeah,
category.
that's
They could have
the friend
cut so far
zone.
yeah,
3
no,
of these
no
out.
future talk
That
is
is
number
the
10.
friend zone. Fuck being in the friend
no
zone.
fucking
You're-
What'd you
friend
say
zone.
is number 10?
No future talk.
Oh, about like
Like what
when
we'll
we get
do
married
when we,
type
when
thing.
we retire.
Yeah.
I guess that's important, right? And number 11, which should have been number 1, lack of sex.
Oh,
Lack
gosh.
of sex. I have to say this as the woman. Yes, communication's important, affection's important, date night's important. But I'm telling you right now, as a woman, I'm with my husband. We're almost 8 years. 5 nights a week we're having sex. 7 nights tops, but 5 nights a week solid. We're
Yeah.
having sex and we're intimate and we're emotional. And it's 7 years.
Yeah.
I feel like once you get below 3 nights a week, you're really stretching.
Well, depending on your age. I mean, if you're 50 and you're doing 3 nights a week, that's
No,
fantastic.
like our age, 38, 37.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
under 50 and you're doing it less than 3 times a week,
Earl, what's your
and
satisfaction
I don't
level?
want to
What do you
hear
need?
I don't want to hear we don't have the
Okay.
time because I got 3 motherfucking kids. All right, I find the time.
Yeah, we put
I
them
find
to
it.
bed. We have time.
I always have made time with my last girlfriend. It was usually about 3 or 4 times a night.
Yes,
All night,
yes.
A week. Yeah.
So I'm talking about
So
Earl fucking getting it
Nancy,
in.
I remember Nancy, who was sadly is no longer with us. She wanted to do it every single night of the week.
Was
Yeah.
that the one that got away, Earl?
No, that was the one who offed herself back in
Oh, my
2001.
goodness.
I'm so sorry.
Was this during your relationship?
What again?
Was this during your relationship?
Well, this was well, basically we had an argument. She had mental issues, and basically those mental issues prevailed sadly in the end. So
Were you
the
guys
one-
together though at the time?
We were together. Yeah.
I'm so
That's
sorry,
terrible,
Earl.
Earl. I'm sorry to
That
hear
is
that.
so hard.
That's rough,
Yeah.
dude.
Jesus.
And
That's
the-
rough.
And the one I was involved with prior to moving down here in Texas, she really lost a lot of interest, when she had some issues of her own. So basically, I was the one that was always provoking the sex. I was always the one, kissing her, getting her horny and stuff like that. But like I said, she was mostly into Farmville, Fishville.
How would
and
you get a
plus,
horny?
How do you get a horny?
Play with the titties.
Play with the titties. I like that
All right,
style.
but wait, and now you say play with titties. Do you mean fondle with your hands?
You mean
or
just squeeze them hard like a
nipple
stress
sucking?
ball, right?
No.
Like, that's what I like to do. I like to just grab one and
Fondle.
squeeze it hard like a
always-
stress ball and
No,
then
you
just go
fucking
like this.
don't. No, you don't.
No. Basically,
does
I
not
just
do
find
that.
them a little bit. And also, let me add some of that to the list. When they talk about have more infatuation with celebrities than you do with you.
Oh,
She was
no.
impre- She
Oh,
was
she's one of
interesting.
those.
She always talked about this one guitar player named Manasama, some glam rock guitar player from Japan who looked like the guy that didn't make the Motley Crue audition back in the day. So she was always bragging about him, looking at his videos on the YouTube. Always.
You know, at that point, Earl, you should have pulled your dick out, slapped her in the face, and been like, "Pay attention, bitch."
No, you do. You pull your dick out, right? You don't get it fully hard, but you get it. You know, like that mid
A
plump.
semi.
And then you don't really say anything to her. You just kind of gesture towards your crotch, and you go, what are we doing about this, honey? You know, it's here now.
No, I'm just kidding. He'll slap her with it.
Let's take care of this.
You know what he does, Earl? You know what he does that gets me going? When he wants it, I know.
Punch her in the rib with a knuckle.
I'll be laying in bed, watching TV. I got my, my comfort on, and he'll walk in and take all of his clothes off and kind of just stand there with like his dick in his hand, hard. And I go, well, I guess I'll have to fix that for you.
That's right, Earl.
That is every time. I think every time.
And
Go ahead,
Rocky
pal.
would be like, "You want this, babe?"
No, I don't have to do that because she does want this.
He just
and
pulls
she
it out.
get this.
I just get it. I just take it. So awesome. All right, Earl, we love you, and I'm glad that
Thank
you
you
joined
for
us.
hanging out, brother.
We'll talk to you later,
All
baby.
right.
Have a good night, Earl.
Bye.
Guys.
Rock and
Bye-bye.
roll, Earl.
Rock and roll. Slap her
Damn
with
straight,
the
dog.
face.
Love Earl.
He's the best.
Love the Earl.
I want to say a few things because we're past the time and I have shit to do. I'm actually really tired tonight. So I want to shout out, do not forget to check Opie Radio. And I'm saying him first because that man always tweets out my stuff. He's always like, I'll be around. He's a really nice guy and he's got great stories and I fucking support him. So Opie Radio, check him out. Chef Carl Ruiz and your late night DMs and your late night fucking video calls. Rocky and I love you. And La Cubana, you have to go check him out. It is an amazing restaurant they have right now in Manhattan. We're really here by ourselves. I want to shout out, of course, Russo's brand. Check out Statement Games. Check out Sweet Temptations by Nikki. Nicole, we miss you. We love you. And
That's it.
that's pretty much it, guys.
Good night.
I love you. Bye.